Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The Prime Minister started his campaign in Bihar today with a visit to the village of the legendary people's leader or Jananayak, Karpuri Thakur. He's framed the contest in Bihar as one between Vikas and Jungle Raj. He even chided the opposition for pushing Bihar back into the dark days of the 90s and the early 2000s, which was characterized by the phrase Jungle Raj. And he also said that Sushasan, or good governance, will only happen under the NDA. Sushasan Babu being one of the monikers used to refer to Nitish Kumar. It's also in a way an endorsement. The word Sushasan is an endorsement of Nitish Kumar and his leadership. The opposition is not willing to buy that. They are daring the NDA to say in as many words that Nitish Kumar will continue to be the chief minister post the 14th of November. So in this narrative war between Vikas Raj and the memories of Jungle Raj, which may be alien to this new generation of Biharis, a large number of whom are under the age of 30, which narrative will prevail? Which narrative will the politically consummate Bihari buy come the 6th of November and the 11th of November? Let's listen in to the reactions first, what the Prime Minister said and the reactions to it. And then, of course, there's also this legacy war that's going on. Karpuri Thakur, Sitaram Kesri. We'll talk about all of that. But first, some reactions.
ये दो लोग गुजरात से आकर के बिहार चलाने का काम कर रहे हैं। बताओ सहरसा के लोगों, बिहार को बिहारी चलाएगा कि बाहरी चलाएगा? अरे बिहार को बिहारी चलाएगा कि बाहरी चलाएगा?
एक तरफ एनडीए है, ये सूझबूझ से भरा हुआ नेतृत्व है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ लाठियां भाज रहा Mahagatbandhan hai.
So it's Latbandhan versus Gatbandhan. There is no doubt that this Jungle Raj reminder remains the biggest poll plank for the BJP, even though it's been a while since the RJD has been out of power. In fact, the RJD was out of power since 2005. So for the last 20 years, it's been Nitish Kumar in power, either with the help of the NDA and the BJP, or for a brief while, he was also part of the Mahagatbandhan. So why does this whole referencing back to Jungle Raj work? Now, because one, it revives memories of the 90s. It was a dark time in the history of Bihar. There was crime, kidnappings. There was real fear under the RJD rule. It reinforces the idea that the NDA is the only coalition that can bring law and order and infrastructure development right to the heart of Bihar and Biharis. It also helps counter polarized non-Yadav OBCs, other extremely backward castes, Dalits, and of course some of the forward castes who've been a traditional BJP staple, as it were. They were, of course, sidelined during those 15 years of Jungle Raj from 1990 to 2005, which has been painted as an era of lawlessness. It also resonates with new age urban voters, the mercantile class, traders, who still fear those days of lawlessness. Returning the business community was a big target during those days. In fact, it also strengthens Nitish Kumar and his tag, the moniker of Sushasan Babu, or the man who brought in good governance in Bihar as an able administrator without any bias, while at the same time trying to negate factors like anti-incumbency, youth unrest, unemployment, etc. So that's why the Prime Minister too has focused on this whole thing about Jungle Raj. And they're not just leaving it to speeches of the Prime Minister or Amit Shah. In fact, election campaigning in Bihar has been overshadowed by a bit of a widespread trend that is now happening, which is the use of vulgar and provocative, and some would even say openly violent songs or audio tracks. The BJP is using it, the RJD is using it. In fact, one such song which brazenly declares that people might get abducted with a gun to their head. There's another track which boasts of shooting a political rival, threatens mention of a particular caste as well. All of it a sort of reminder, a bit of a lightning rod, if you will, that this is how it was. This is how bad it was back in the 1990s. And if RJD comes back to power, this is back where Bihar is going to go. Now, many believe that sometimes the critical lines are crossed in this. It moves beyond just mere political campaigning. There's also a degree of normalization of criminal acts, and that is arming the NDA against the Mahagatbandhan. I want to play out some snippets from such music videos or albums that have been put out and that have become hugely popular in this current round of campaigning in Bihar. In fact, my colleague Pallavi Ghosh caught up with Mukesh Sahni from the VIP party, who's been declared as the Deputy Chief Minister face for the Mahagatbandhan, and asked him about this.
लालू प्रसाद यादव जी का ये पूरा देश और दुनिया जानता है कि लालू प्रसाद जी का शासनकाल जो था गरीब पिछड़ा दलित के लिए है ना सोनेरा काल था। जिसको कुर्सी पर बैठने का हैसियत नहीं था, जिसको कुर्सी पे लोग बैठने नहीं देते, अपने घर के सामने चप्पल पहन के जाने नहीं देते थे, उनको उन्होंने कुर्सी पे बैठाने का काम लालू प्रसाद यादव जी किए। अगर एक मल्ला का बेटा अगर आपके सामने में अगर सीना तान के अगर खड़ा है तो ये लालू प्रसाद यादव जी का देन है।
अगर एनडीए की सरकार बनती है और उनके पास नंबर थोड़े से कम होते हैं, क्या आप छोड़ दोगे महागठबंधन और एनडीए के पास चले जाओ?
अगर नंबर कम होंगे तो ये हमारे लिए अच्छा है ना कि हम सरकार बना रहे हैं। फिर जब हम यहाँ पे खुद लीडर हैं तो लॉर्डर बनने के लिए क्यों जाएंगे?
Okay, let me go across for a political face-off. RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. RP Singh, so today the Prime Minister also said, in fact, he said young people should sit with their elders and get a refresher course in what the 90s was, what Jungle Raj was like in Bihar. For a generation, I think almost 45-46% of the voters of Bihar this time around are between the age of 18 and 30. Who'd have no memories really of the Jungle Raj. Why is the Prime Minister seeking to take them back 20 years ago or 30 years ago?
Well, Zaka, what happened recently in one of these rally of Mr. Tejasvi Yadav, where Shahabuddin Jindabad was chanted. And who is Shahabuddin? I mean, you are virtually idol worshipping Shahabuddin. Although he's a Muslim, you are virtually trying to bow down in front of Shahabuddin and say, Shahabuddin Jindabad, Slimuddin Jindabad. And who is Shahabuddin? Who has burned two people alive by putting acid on them. This was the track record of Shahabuddin. And then, top of it, his son, Osama, has been allocated ticket, nomination. And man this boy has also some 4 or 5 cases. I've been told there are criminal cases against him. But issue is, let people understand, and the youngster remember that what sort of lawlessness was there in Bihar. I remember there used to be a very famous doctor, I remember forgetting his name. He bought a car for his civil servant son-in-law. That car was taken by someone, and then when he went to the chief minister's house, the car was there in chief minister's house. And settlement was done by the chief minister person who tried to help the doctor by getting the car back and by paying some money to the that gangster or that person who took away the car.
Okay.
So this is what Bihar used to be, and in last 20 years there is a order which is lawful. There is an administration which is lawful. There are cases. I accept there would have been cases, but it's not that they have been given shielded by the state government or shielded by the politicians, shielded by the chief minister himself. So that's the difference.
Okay, let me ask Sujata Paul this. So the Prime Minister is saying, it's Latubandhan, not Gathbandhan. Opposition alliance is a coalition of criminals. It'll be the return of Jungle Raj. A vote for the opposition will bring back Jungle Raj. I mean, even the most ardent of your supporters will say that the Lalu Rabri time of 15 years, 1990 to 2005, there was lawlessness, there was peak lawlessness. And in the last 20 years, and that's why Nitish Kumar got the Susasan Babu tag, that he brought good governance. Today, even at night, 10 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock, even women can walk in the streets of Patna. That was unthinkable 20 years ago or 30 years ago.
Really? Is that why people are getting murdered in the capital of Bihar, Patna? And is that why police officers are being murdered? Is that why women are being raped? Is that why this present government has nothing to show to the people of Bihar as far as its governance is concerned? And he's absolutely right. But the language, look at the language he uses. He's the prime minister of the country, but he uses very, low-life language. This is the reason, because 70,877 crore rupees has been eaten up by this combine, and it is the CAG report which is saying it. I am not saying it. And it is the rural development, the urban development, the Panchayati Raj, health department, education department. This is where they have eaten up the money. Look at this. School dropouts, 20.5%. in the mid-level. So when you are talking about Bihar, there is one very important fact that needs to be brought out. And as far as their MLAs in the Vidhan Sabha was concerned, they had 84 out of which 53 total in this alliance had, that means basically about 64% people who had criminal cases on them. Nothing to be said about that. The Prime Minister lives in the past only to create a negative narrative, but people are no longer buying it. He should also answer as to why Mr. Karpuri Thakur, who has been given the Bharat Ratna by them, he has not answered about it, and this is a question that we are constantly asking him. That was it not the Jan Sangh and the RSS which heard the vilest of abuses on it when he was CM and he wanted to bring reservations for the OBCs? But no, this is not a question that he will answer. This is not something that is important
Sujata
to
Paul
him.
ji, you're also invoking leaders from the past. Sitaram Kesri, a forgotten Congress president who was literally thrown out of the Congress office today. Rahul Gandhi tweeted saying that my remembrance on his 25th death anniversary.
Look, as far as what is happening within our party is ours, but I'll also tell you that his grandson, who lives in Deoghar, that is in Jharkhand, wrote also to the leadership of the Congress party, and that is how he was there in Delhi today. Now you are going to highlight it because he was from Bihar, but that is not how it is. He was a leader of ours, and we will definitely respect every leader of ours. It is not the BJP who's going to tell us when to do it and how to do it.
You know, and I'm old enough to remember that the famous fracas that happened, I think it was in 1997 or 1998, the first election that Sonia Gandhi got elected to become Congress president, Mr. Kesri was literally thrown out of the Congress office.
Tell me something.
This is historic.
His family is standing with us. So does his family have a problem? Why does the BJP have a problem? We have not sent away Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi, Mr. Advani into
RP saying you didn't recognize Karpuri Thakur. You have nothing to say about Sitaram Kesri. If Congress leaders are invoking them, then so be it. You are also invoking Karpuri Thakur now, post facto.
Well, they could have done it. Why didn't they give Bharat Ratna to Karpuri Thakur? Rather, they stole his Jan Nayak. And then they said, oh, Rahul Gandhi is the new Jan Nayak. Well, that's what they do. वोट चोरी की बात करते करते आज जननायक का खिताब चोरी कर लिया इन लोगों ने. They have stolen the famous.
Ma'am, one second, please. One at a time. That's how I do my debates. One at a time. Yeah. One at a time. Let him finish, please. Thank you. RP Singh.
So आज उनका खिताब चोरी कर लिया इन लोगों ने. That's what they do. Sitaram Kesri ki, they are trying to carry forward his name today. His family is with Sitaram Kesri's family is with us. I mean, they are claiming that. Remember, you don't remember? I still remember in my memory, Sitaram Kesri was locked into the toilet and was not allowed to come. And later on, he was physically picked up and thrown out of the office. But that's what they did to Sitaram Kesri. And what about Narasimha Rao ji? He was not given even the last mortal rights which was to be given to him. I mean, he was not allowed his body to be brought to the party headquarters. This how they respect the party seniors.
Okay.
But that point aside, that point aside, he was talking about how Bihar has performed. Let me just tell you, the budget of Bihar has increased almost from 23,885 crore to 3,16,895 crore. The average Krishidhar, the average is 2.3 to 8.5%. The per person income has increased from 7,914 to 66,828. The electricity is available now to 100%. It used to be 22%.
Ma'am, if you show these placards while the other guest is speaking, it doesn't help you or him. You can show these placards when your turn comes, please. My request, please.
I'm quiet.
Yes, RP Singh.
So, ma'am, this is a wrong data which you are showing. This CAG has said that document has to be produced, not that this money has been stolen. Let's be clear. You can show whatever, but let's understand. You are alive with a person who has been convicted for 32.5 years, 32.5 years by the court.
Okay.
When Chara Chor and then his son is convicted under 420, but what can they do? Their leader himself is a chore. The leader is a chore who is out on bail.
The CM phase himself has multiple cases of corruption. Mr. Tejashwi Yadav himself has IRCTC scam, the hotel scam. There are innumerable cases against him, of corruption. And now you are saying CAG says 70,000 crore gotala hua hai.
हाँ तो अगर कहा है तो नहीं कहेंगे कि हुआ है.
No, no, that's like the pot calling the
let me
kettle
answer.
black, no?
No, no, not at all. Let me answer.
I
As
give
far
a challenge.
as
I give a challenge. Kaya has not mentioned
Sir,
that.
sir, sir, now
Right?
let her say, yeah.
See, the fact of the matter is that what did they do to former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar ji? He's nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. He was not given a farewell also. What happened to Mr. Satpal Malik? Late Mr. Satpal Malik was the leader of the BJP. He was a governor made by the BJP. And look at what happened after he died. Did they give him any kind of honor? No. Did any one of them show any respect towards him? So let's not talk about honoring and respecting people. We know what you've done to Mr. Advani. We know what you've done to Murli Manohar Joshi ji and all the other tall leaders. But
Okay.
When you talk about corruption, look at Mr. Ajit Pawar. It was the BJP who was targeting him. 70,000 crore chakki beasing. Samrat Chaudhary, whose father was the founder member of Samta Party. Look at the way he talks today, and he actually has a whole lot of criminal cases against him. But he is the deputy chief minister of Bihar because it is the BJP which is promoting him.
Okay.
So as far as cases are concerned, let's not get there.
Okay, we'll see. Ultimately, of course, the courts have to decide whether it is conviction or acquittal. I'll leave it at that. Let's see how this plays out. This battle for Bihar is just hotting up.